Yeah, I'm happy to hear some students are requesting for longer time. So it shows me that you are putting efforts in it and you want to do more. Anyway, so can you submit your work to chat box so we can keep a record of it? And don't worry if you haven't finished it. So my aim is to give you a sense of when we want to understand problems, we should better do some research to understand the whole system first. So it is not the whole food production and consumption system, but those relevant to the fillet of fish. And then you will see who are the actors, what are the activities there. Then you may see some opportunities to improve. All right. So while you are putting on the to the chat box, let me continue my talk. All right, so you have done this part, very good. And then let's go for the project part 2. So I will give you more time for on this. Okay, so what is part 2? So part 2 is you are going to think of some ideas to solve some problems. So I will give you 3 scenarios, and then you have 3 tasks to do. Okay, so the first scenario is, so the scenario is based on, again, the production and consumption systems, the 4 phases. So scenario 1, wow, what a delicious Angus original as always. So Bella and Klaus, they are university students, so they are big fans of McDonald's Angus original. But when talking about food loss, another 2 students, Mei and Theo, so they realize the larger carbon footprint impacted by a beef burger than a fillet of fish. They would like it to influence Bella and Klaus to change to consume more for fillet of fish. Okay, so let's see some facts. So this is a diagram to show the carbon emission by different meat, growing different meat. So you can see that fish actually consumes at least 6 times less. Emits 6 times less carbon CO2 to comparing to beef. So you can see that eating fish should be more sustainable regarding the land use, regarding the natural resources consumption. Okay. And then the fact 2, the second fact is I have told you that fillet of fish, the fillet inside is made from sustainable fish. So it is a quite good option to eat. Okay, so back to this scenario. So your mission is to solve the problem of how to minimize food loss by consuming more sustainable diets, such as fillet of fish, through raising awareness of university students about the environmental impact of food loss. So how to raise students' awareness when they make a choice when they eat. So perhaps some tips. So maybe to McDonald's. So because this involves the actors from producer, retailers, and also household. So you can think of a solution targeting some specific actors. So if you are targeting McDonald's, so maybe they can be encouraged to provide more sustainable food, not only fillet of fish, but other more food choice on the menu for students to choose, or to households, or to students, or to any consumers. About education, so how do they get some more education, more information about the carbon emission by different meat? Okay. And then the second scenario. So each team will tackle one scenario only. So again, Michael will distribute the task to you. So the second scenario, I did not order mayo with my fillet of fish. Please change for me. So Mimi is on diet, so she skipped mayo, but then her fillet of fish has mayo inside, so she wants to change. Oh, my fillet is not centered on the bun. I want to change, please. So it's actually fillet of fish, but it's just the fish part is not centered on the bun. So Theo did not perceive non-standard fillet of fish is still quality food. So over time, the unconsumed food due to awkward appearance or the misorder have resulted in huge food waste. Okay, so again, let's see some facts. So these are irregular fruits. So they have imperfect appearance. However, they are actually perfectly good to eat. And then fact 2, so it takes, for example, an orange. So it takes 50 liters of water to produce one orange. And also other than water, so it also consumes seeds, soil, labor, and also when transporting the food, it also consumes gas and fuel, these or electricity. So it is consuming natural resources, but then if we don't eat it, then it is all wasted. And I like this very much. So it is said by this person from Kaduri Farm in Hong Kong. Humans vary in appearance, just like farm produce. So we are not, we don't look like the same, all of us, but we will have differences. So it's the same as the fruit. So why we abandon them if they are still of the same quality? Okay, so tackling this scenario, so your mission is to solve how to minimize food waste by embracing awkward, ugly fillet of fish or other fruit through enabling university students to recognize imperfect appearance are perfectly good to eat. So some tips for you. So again, if you target retailers, if you target McDonald's, so maybe they have to also adjust the aesthetic standard and also quality selection. So maybe they also need to promote to consumers that this is still good to you to eat. And then to also, again, is education. So they need to be educated that imperfect food is still okay to eat. And then the third scenario, the last one, is so at the beginning of Debbie and Theo could not shortage of buns and eggs. Supply affected by overstocking as well as panic buying by other restaurants and household. Since then, McDonald's has stocked more buns than enough. So is my internet okay? Because it prompted to me that isn't.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, thank you. All right, I can continue. Okay, so they are McDonald's is in shortage of buns and eggs because of others panic buying or overstocking. However, so McDonald's decided to stock more buns than enough. However, there was another unexpected situation. The COVID surge prolonged the closure of campus. The buns and eggs exceeded because no students come to buy, so exceeded the life that resulted in huge food waste. So for this case, I don't think I need to provide you fact because overstocking or order more than enough is very common, even to us. So your task is to solve how to minimize food waste from McDonald's being affected by fluctuation of stock as well as fluctuation of consumers. So maybe an accurate inventory management is good for them to help them. Okay, so some tips. So for example, to McDonald's, so you might think of some new modern technological digital approach for them to forecast the stock, forecast number of consumers, or doing some analysis and others. And then for household, then how to educate them, how to tell them that you don't need to panic, there are enough stock, you don't need to buy more than your size, the size of your refrigerator, how to keep your accurate shopping list. So these are just some examples. Okay, so these are the 3 scenarios. All right, and then so and again, you are given the templates to work on it. So some will be given the scenario 1 template, some second and third. So each one will target, for example, the first one is about sustainable diet. The second one is imperfect appearance. The third one is overstocking. Here is an example. So I want you to, I will zoom in. So for example, the top part is I will repeat my scenario here and also the problem here. And then again, write your team number, your name. And then here on the right side, I want you to put in your new design. So although this is GAMIthon, but it is an exercise for you to redefine problems. So it doesn't need to be an app solution. It can be anything. It can be an object. It can be a poster. It can be I don't know what is it. It can be a industrial design, whatever. And then you describe. So I want you to focus on what are the functions that solve the problems. So for example, this is an app tackling the ugly food. So it is called, give a name to the design, ugly food app. And then the function is, so I type it so you can read it easily. So it provides information about imperfect food. And then it is a game app, so you can also record how many imperfect food you have taken, and then maybe the more you take it, and then the higher the score you have. Okay, so this is the top part of the template. And then in the bottom part, I want you to also generate some ideas, tell a story of your new design. So this is the 4-square user journey. So for example, the first one is, so I visited the parking shop, and then I saw a spotted and a brown banana there. And then I checked the app and check, oh, is it eatable? How is the quality? And then I got the information, and then I buy it. And then I record in my app that today I have taken a imperfect banana, but it is yummy to eat. So, and then to accumulate, so maybe last week you have already eaten an imperfect apple, irregular orange, and also something else. And at the end, then you have scored, you attained a high score, and then you win among your peers. Okay, so this is the design template. So what you have done is the systems analysis, the systems template, and here is the design template. Okay, so you will be given 20 minutes to do it. And then afterwards you submit it. And this time I want some teams to present. So we will randomly pick, or you volunteer yourself to present it. Okay? Yeah, so this is it. Are you clear? Okay, if it's okay, then we can start the part 2.